Gentlemen, if you've noticed that your mornings feel empty, your energy fading, and your manhood no longer responds the way it used to, this message is for you. Because if your penis no longer gets hard like before, if you feel weak, slow, or disconnected from the man you once were, it's not your fault. The real problem isn't your age. It's that your body is missing one simple thing you should be giving it every single morning. And once you do, everything, your energy, your strength, even your confidence can come roaring back in just days. I'm Dr. Mojit Kara, a men's health specialist and urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 50 restore their vitality naturally. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain the kind of power and stamina they thought was gone forever without a single pill, injection, or dangerous stimulant. Most men believe losing energy and sexual function is a normal part of aging, but that's a lie. Your body isn't shutting down. It's waiting to be nourished again. There's a powerful natural combination found right in your kitchen that can reopen your blood vessels, reignite testosterone production, and make you feel alive again. And the best part, you don't need to buy anything expensive. You just need to eat this every morning. So stay with me for the next few minutes because in a moment, I'll show you exactly what to eat, how it works inside your body, and how countless men have reclaimed their strength and vitality with one simple morning habit. Before we begin, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And if you find this message helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me how I can make the next one even better for you. All right, gentlemen, now that you understand why this morning habit is so powerful, let's dive deeper. Let's talk about what really happens inside your body after 60, why your strength, energy, and confidence start to fade, and how the right morning food can turn it all around. 1. The silent decline after 60. The silent decline after 60. When I sit across from men in their 60s or 70s, I often see the same look in their eyes, a quiet frustration mixed with resignation. They tell me, "Doctor, I don't feel like myself anymore." They still have the desire, the love, and the passion, but their bodies simply don't respond. The spark that once defined them as men seems to have dimmed, and that realization hurts more than they want to admit. I understand that feeling deeply. I've spoken with thousands of men who thought their best days were behind them. They wake up each morning slower, weaker, and somehow less alive. The muscles they once took pride in are softer now. Their hearts beat slower. Even their energy to take a morning walk or play with their grandchildren starts to fade. And in those quiet moments when no one is watching, they wonder if this is just what happens when you get old. But here's the truth that most men don't realize. This decline isn't just aging. It's your body's way of signaling that something vital is missing. Your blood vessels lose flexibility, your testosterone levels drop, and your cells stop producing energy efficiently. It's not because you're broken, it's because your body is starving for the right kind of nourishment. The modern diet, heavy in sugar, processed oils, and caffeine, drains your natural vitality instead of restoring it. When you pass 60, every morning matters. Each sunrise is another chance for your body to heal, repair, and grow stronger. Yet most men start their day with coffee and toast, never realizing they're skipping the very fuel their bodies are begging for. I tell my patients this all the time. Your body is like a car that's been driven for decades. It doesn't need a new engine. It needs the right oil to keep running smoothly. And the good news is your body can bounce back faster than you think. I've seen men who felt tired and powerless regain their drive in just a few weeks. Their posture improves, their energy returns, and that spark, that unmistakable confidence slowly comes back into their eyes, all because they began their mornings differently. You see, there's a natural combination that ancient cultures have relied on for centuries to stay strong, energetic, and viral. Well into old age, it's not a pill, it's not a supplement, and it's not expensive. It's something you can find in your own kitchen right now. And once you start your day with it, you'll understand why men in their 70s can still feel like they're 40 again. Let me tell you exactly what that morning secret is and how it can completely transform the way you age. 2. The ancient morning duo, turmeric. The ancient morning duo, turmeric and honey. I still remember the first time I shared this simple secret with one of my patients, a man named Robert, 71 years old, who sat in my office with his head down. He told me, "Doctor, I've tried everything. Pills, tonics, even those energy drinks. Nothing works anymore." His voice carried the weight of frustration that so many men feel when their bodies stop cooperating. I looked at him and said, "Robert, you don't need another pill. What you need is already in your kitchen." He gave me a skeptical smile, the kind that says, "Come on, doc. It can't be that simple," but it is. The combination I told him about was something ancient, something our ancestors knew long before modern medicine existed. Turmeric and honey, two ingredients so ordinary that most people overlook their power. Yet, when used together, they create something remarkable. Turmeric, the golden spice, is nature's healer. It purifies your blood, reduces inflammation, and strengthens your heart and blood vessels. Honey, pure and raw, is nature's energy. It feeds your body with the minerals and natural compounds needed to boost testosterone, balance blood sugar, and sustain vitality all day long. When you mix these two, something almost magical happens. The turmeric opens your blood vessels, clearing the path for stronger circulation, while the honey fuels your body with steady energy and hormonal support. I've seen men who couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without feeling exhausted suddenly rediscover their stamina after just a couple of weeks on this routine. And yes, the effects go far beyond energy. You'll notice it in your mood, your focus, and even in your most private moments. Robert followed the routine I gave him. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder mixed with 2 tablespoons of raw honey every morning before breakfast. 2 weeks later, he called me. I could hear the joy in his voice before he even spoke. "Doctor," he said, "I feel alive again." My wife can't believe the difference. That's the power of what nature gives us when we learn to use it correctly. What's most incredible is how accessible this is. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need imported herbs. You just need to reach into your pantry and commit to doing this every morning. It's not the complexity that brings results, it's consistency. But here's the part most men never hear about: the science behind why this simple morning combination works so effectively inside the male body. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how turmeric and honey repair, awaken, and rebuild your masculine strength from the inside out. 3. The science behind turmeric. The science behind turmeric. When I explain turmeric to my patients, I often tell them to think of it as the quiet mechanic working inside their bodies. You don't see it, but it's fixing the damage that's been building up for decades. The science behind this golden root is nothing short of extraordinary, and yet its power lies in its simplicity. Turmeric's most active compound is called curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, so potent that researchers around the world have spent decades studying its effects on aging, blood flow, and hormone health. When you're young, your blood vessels are soft and flexible, allowing blood to rush easily to every part of your body. That's why erections, energy, and muscle recovery all come naturally. But as you get older, inflammation begins to stiffen those vessels, plaque builds up, blood flow weakens, and the body slowly starts to lose its spark. Curcumin acts like a master repairman. It cleans out your blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and helps oxygen and nutrients flow freely again. When blood moves easily, your heart beats stronger, your brain thinks clearer, and yes, your erections become firmer and last longer naturally. But turmeric doesn't stop there. It also protects your prostate, lowers bad cholesterol, and supports your liver so your hormones stay balanced. I remember one of my patients, George, who told me, Doctor, I didn't realize how much pain and stiffness I had until it was gone. He had been taking turmeric with honey for 3 weeks, and he noticed not only better energy, but also a sense of lightness he hadn't felt in years. That's the thing about healing from the inside. It doesn't just improve one part of your body, it restores your entire system. What fascinates me most about turmeric is how intelligent it is. Unlike synthetic drugs that push your body in one direction, turmeric listens. It adapts. If your blood pressure is high, it helps bring it down. If your blood sugar is unstable, it balances it. It doesn't overpower your system, it harmonizes it. That's why I always call it nature's equalizer. The truth is, your body was designed to heal itself. You just have to give it the right tools. And turmeric, combined with the right partner, becomes the spark that reignites everything that makes you feel alive as a man. But turmeric alone isn't enough. It needs its perfect companion to unlock its full potential. Let's talk about that next, because this next ingredient is the one that fuels your body with the power every man over 60 desperately needs to reclaim. 4. The power of raw honey. The power of raw honey. When I talk about honey, most men think of it as a simple sweetener, something you drizzle on toast or stir into tea. But the truth is, real raw honey is one of nature's most powerful medicines, especially for men over 60. I still remember one of my patients, Frank, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. He came into my clinic feeling drained, his energy gone, his confidence fading. "Doc," he said, "I feel like I'm running on empty." I smiled and told him, "Frank, your body doesn't need more caffeine or energy drinks. It needs fuel, the kind nature designed for you." That's when I introduced him to raw honey. Honey is not just sugar. It's a living, healing substance packed with minerals, enzymes, and nutrients your body can actually use. It contains boron and zinc, 2 minerals directly tied to testosterone production. As testosterone rises, so does energy, muscle strength, and sexual drive. I've seen men who were exhausted and unmotivated become active and confident again simply by adding raw honey to their mornings. It's like pouring high-octane fuel into a tired engine. It wakes everything up. Honey also does something remarkable for your blood vessels. It naturally increases nitric oxide, a compound that helps them relax and expand. This is the same principle behind many erectile dysfunction medications, except honey does it gently and naturally without side effects. When your blood flows freely, your body comes alive again. Your heart beats stronger, your mind feels clearer, and your performance in the bedroom improves naturally. But here's the catch. Most honey on grocery shelves isn't real. It's processed, overheated, and stripped of its nutrients. True raw honey has a rich aroma, a slightly tangy taste, and crystallizes over time. It's thick, golden, and full of life. When I tell my patients to use only raw, unfiltered honey, I'm not being picky. I'm protecting the power of nature's medicine. Frank called me 3 weeks later. His voice was full of energy. "Doc," he said, "I've started walking again. I sleep better, and my wife keeps asking what I've been doing differently." That kind of joy never gets old for me because it's proof that when you feed your body what it truly needs, it rewards you in ways that go far beyond energy. But something even more powerful happens when you combine honey with turmeric. Alone, each is remarkable. Together, they transform into a force that can restore strength, stamina, and vitality faster than you can imagine. Let's explore how this simple fusion becomes the ultimate formula for masculine energy and performance. The synergy, how they work together. 5. The synergy, how they work together. The first time I saw what happens when turmeric and honey are combined, I couldn't believe how quickly men's bodies began to change. It wasn't magic. It was biology working perfectly the way nature intended. I remember a patient named Walter, 70 years old, who told me, "Doctor, I've tried every supplement out there, but nothing lasts." I smiled and said, "That's because you've been trying to force your body to perform instead of helping it remember how." Turmeric and honey together don't force anything. They awaken what's already inside you. Here's the beauty of it. Turmeric opens the pathway and honey fuels the engine. Turmeric clears your arteries, relaxes your blood vessels, and lets oxygen-rich blood flow freely through your body, especially to the organs that depend on strong circulation. Honey steps in to feed that system, providing the nutrients and minerals your body needs to produce testosterone and sustain energy. It's like one builds the road and the other sends the car flying down it. The result, a steady rise in stamina, mood, and masculine vitality. I've seen this combination transform lives. Men who once felt hopeless suddenly found their strength returning. Their energy in the morning increased, their focus sharpened, and their confidence, something many had lost years ago, began to shine again. Their wives noticed first. One man in his late 60s told me, half laughing, half proud, "Doc, I think my wife is more surprised than I am." These are the quiet victories that matter most, the moments when a man feels whole again. The reason this combination works so well is that it targets both the heart and the hormones, the two pillars of male vitality. Turmeric ensures your blood vessels stay clean and elastic, while honey supports your hormonal balance and mental energy. Together, they work in harmony, not just to restore your physical function, but to rebuild your confidence, drive, and passion for life. This isn't a quick fix. It's a gentle awakening of your natural strength. When men stay consistent with this morning ritual, the changes go beyond the bedroom. They start sleeping better, walking taller, and smiling more. Their energy no longer crashes in the afternoon. They feel lighter, more alive, and even their mood stabilizes. It's a transformation that radiates from the inside out. And the best part, you don't have to wait months to notice the difference. Within weeks, you'll feel your body responding as if it's thanking you for finally giving it what it's been missing all these years. But knowing how they work together is just the beginning. Next, I'll show you exactly how to prepare this morning tonic the right way so you can feel the full power of nature's most potent duo working inside you every single day. 6. How to prepare it. Prepare it. When I first began recommending this morning tonic to my patients, most of them couldn't believe how simple it was. They'd look at me and ask, "That's it, doctor. Just 2 ingredients." And I would smile because yes, that's all it takes. Healing doesn't always come in a capsule or a prescription bottle. Sometimes it begins with what you already have sitting quietly in your kitchen. The key is knowing how to prepare it the right way so your body absorbs every drop of its power. Here's what I tell every man who visits my clinic. In the morning before breakfast, take 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and mix it with 2 tablespoons of pure raw honey. Not the processed kind you find in most grocery stores, the kind that's thick, slightly tangy, and full of life. Stir them together in a small glass until they blend into a golden paste. You can eat it straight from the spoon or mix it into a cup of warm water, not hot, because high heat destroys honey's natural enzymes. Then take a deep breath and let that first taste remind you that you're doing something powerful for your body today. If you're just starting, go slow. Use half a teaspoon of turmeric for the first week. Let your body adapt and then move to the full dose. Some men like to take it twice a day, morning and evening, but I always recommend starting with the morning ritual first. Morning is when your body's testosterone is naturally at its highest. Your cells are hungry for nutrients, and your metabolism is fully awake. That's when this combination works best. And here's something important I've learned over the years. Consistency matters more than quantity. Taking this once or twice and expecting miracles won't work, but take it every morning faithfully, and you'll start to notice the shift. It might begin as more energy during the day, less stiffness in your joints, or simply a lighter, clearer feeling when you wake up. Then slowly but surely, your confidence returns. You'll feel it in your body, in your mood, and even in your relationship. One of my patients, Henry, age 68, told me, "Doctor, I've never been a morning person, but now I actually look forward to it. That's the beauty of this habit. It doesn't just heal, it gives you a reason to feel excited about each new day. And once you experience that change, you'll understand why I say this tonic is just the beginning. Because when your body starts to wake up again, something even more powerful follows. The real-life transformations of men who stayed consistent and found their strength returning in ways they never imagined. 7. Real-life transformations. Real-life transformations. Over the years, I've had the privilege of witnessing stories that stay with me forever. Stories of men who came to my clinic tired, discouraged, and quietly convinced that their best days were gone. One of them was Michael, 66 years old, a former teacher who sat across from me and said, "Doctor, I'm not the man I used to be. I feel empty inside." His blood pressure was up, his energy was low, and his confidence was fading fast. I told him the same thing I've told hundreds of men before. Give your body what it needs every morning, and it will start to remember how to be strong again. Michael took that advice seriously. Every morning, he mixed turmeric with raw honey the way I showed him. 2 weeks later, I got an email from him. The subject line simply read, "It's working." He told me that he'd started waking up with energy, sleeping better, and feeling that spark return in ways he hadn't felt for years. His wife noticed before he did. She told him, "You're smiling again." And that, to me, is what true healing looks like. Not just physical change, but emotional renewal. Then there was Arthur, 73, a retired mechanic. When he first visited, he joked that he felt more like the car he used to repair, old and out of tune. But after a month on the turmeric and honey routine, he came back grinning. "Doc," he said, "the engine's running again." His blood flow improved, his stamina returned, and his marriage felt alive for the first time in years. These moments remind me why I do what I do. Because when a man's vitality returns, so does his sense of purpose, his laughter, and his hope. I've heard countless stories like theirs, men who thought age had taken everything from them, only to discover that all they needed was the right habit. Some saw results in days, others in weeks, but all felt one thing in common, a powerful reconnection to themselves. It's not a miracle. It's the body healing the way it was designed to. And if you're listening now, wondering if it could work for you, let me assure you, it can. Because behind every one of these transformations lies a simple truth. The human body, even after 60 or 70 years, still remembers how to thrive when you give it the chance. But to truly understand why this change lasts and how to keep your energy, your strength, and your manhood alive, you need to know what happens inside your body when this routine becomes part of your life. That's what we'll explore next. 8. What happens inside your body? What happens inside your body when you make this golden tonic a part of your morning routine? Something remarkable begins to happen inside you. At first, you may not even notice it. You'll just feel a bit lighter, maybe more awake in the morning, and a little more alive. But deep inside your body, real repair is taking place. I've seen it countless times in men of every age from 60 to 80 and beyond. Their blood starts to flow freely again, their hormones begin to rebalance, and the years of sluggishness and fatigue slowly melt away. Here's what's truly happening. The turmeric begins cleaning your blood vessels like a natural plumber. It scrubs away tiny blockages that restrict the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your heart, brain, and yes, even to the most private parts of your body. That's why so many men report stronger erections and more stamina. It's not coincidence, it's circulation. Meanwhile, honey feeds your cells with trace minerals like boron and zinc, essential for testosterone production. As testosterone rises, so does your energy, motivation, and emotional strength. It's a chain reaction that revitalizes every part of your being, from your muscles to your mind. Within 2 weeks, most men notice they wake up with more vitality. By the 3rd week, they feel mentally sharper. Their mood improves because better circulation means more oxygen to the brain. Even sleep gets deeper and more restorative, which fuels the next day's energy. The longer you stay consistent, the more your body remembers how to work in harmony again. This is why I always say your body isn't broken. It's simply waiting for you to give it what it needs. I remember one patient, George, 71 years old, who came to me after months of sleepless nights and zero energy. "Doc, I'm exhausted. I feel half alive." I told him to trust the process. 3 weeks later, he walked into my clinic standing taller with a calm smile I hadn't seen before. "It's strange," he said, "but I feel like my body woke up after years of sleeping." That's what this combination does. It wakes you up from the inside out. But what makes this transformation even more powerful is how it affects more than just your body. It changes how you carry yourself, how you connect with your partner, and how you feel about life. Because when you feel strong and alive again, the world starts to look different. And that brings us to the most important part of all, the truth about aging, masculinity, and how you can keep this strength for life, no matter what your age. 9. The truth.